All right. Well, before we have a lot to get to, and we have a big topic we're going to discuss early on here because obviously, as a lot of the listeners or most of them are probably aware, Sabu passed away, and there's a lot to talk about there. But why don't we start on a lighthearted note or two? I'm going to read you a quote that a lot of the listeners have been sending over to me. Let me get your thoughts on this, Jim. This is from Dominik Mysterio in an interview from the Intoxicados podcast. If you go out there and wrestle 100 times and you do a moonsault 90% of the time, the people are going to expect it. If I give it to them 10% of the time, when I do hit that moonsault, everyone's going to be like, damn, did you see that moonsault? It's going to mean more. And listeners have been sending it over, want to know what you think of the quote, but just
I think he's a genius.
A few years ago, we talked about the idea of, should Rey Mysterio leave WWE and go to AEW? Would that be a better place for Dominik to train? And that was before we saw him as a heel, when we really didn't know what this was going to happen. But you always wonder about the mentality and understanding how to work. And it sounds like, we see it, but it sounds like from this quote, he may have a good understanding.
Well, yeah. And the thing is, some people are going to say, oh, but Rey does the 619. Well, Ray's like Mick Jagger at this point. He kind of has to do some jumping jack flash or people would be disappointed. And he's in the later stages of his career, much as hopefully my lawnmowers are in the later stages of their work so that they can get away from the house. But he is exactly right in that if guys, especially at his stage of the game, just do something all the fucking time that gets a pop. Yeah, it will get a pop, but establish some different things besides your finish to get a pop. Your finish should always get a pop, one would hope. But you would also think that you've got different ways to do things and different moves to pull out depending on the kind of match and the kind of opponent and whatever. And he's exactly right. If, especially if he does something well, but he does it in every match, then they're going to expect it. And it's kind of, there he did the thing that they love Rey, that he's still walking, right? Well, I shouldn't even say that. He just got hurt again, but that he's still around at this stage of the game. But you don't want young guys to establish they have to do this, that, and the other fucking thing every time. It's just, nah, I agree with it.
Especially if you're a heel. That's one of the things we see a lot, especially, I guess, any indie footage you see, but AEW, someone could be a heel, but they're doing things to get babyface pops. In WWE, you have heels coming out there with theme songs that people want to sing and dance to. It kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah, and I agree with you also that the singing of the music and everything is especially it's hard for you to be a heel and it's hard for the people to want to sing the song and then boo, and the singing of the song is what they like because it gets them to, be more of a part of it. But at the same time, you've almost got to, now they're backed into the corner where everybody knows it's bullshit and they want to cheer the people that they really like that are stars. And it makes it, it makes it harder for the younger guys to break into that if they don't have the cool song to sing along and the fact that, the stars mostly all can fucking talk and they talk much more than they wrestle. So we've got orators and musicians and the wrestling just kind of gets in the way.